guys, I think we can call the meeting to order. It's 5:30. And this is it. This is all of us, okay? Hopefully we'll get what we need to get done. We'll start out with Secretary's report. Do you have that?
Okay, has everyone had a chance to read through the minutes? Okay, so we all agree with the minutes, we know what's happening? Okay, no surprises.
I make a motion to accept the minutes from November's meeting.
Second. All in favor?
Okay.
All right. All right. Let's see, off to the treasurer's report. Tiffany, can you do that?
So this is for October. The total assets and liabilities is $26,096.61. There is a year-to-date surplus of $1,425.69. Grounds maintenance, hold on. Yeah, so there's a current year surplus of $2,717.10. No. Because of what? Of the equity? No. So there's actually, because of, because there's actually a deficit of $1,425.69 because so it's this, there's a current year surplus of $2,717, but it looks like there was from previous years, there was, I'm trying to figure out what that's for. Oh, because we did the, we transferred the operating equity to the reserve equity, which is what you guys had chosen to do. So, and that was from the previous year. So, it's just from the equity being transferred to the reserves. But you guys actually have a current year surplus of $2,717. So the current year's budget is, you do have a surplus. So, grounds maintenance is under budget $1,667. Utilities is under budget $217. And administration is under budget $2,535.
The only thing that I had to add was that we received that invoice from Victor Brown that we've been waiting on for months.
Yep.
So that was the only thing that I really had to add.
I'll get it paid.
All right. So the management, that's for the 2023 year? Because we increased the budget for this coming year, correct?
We increased it and then we still haven't paid for it.
The new stamps.
Yeah, we're not up to,
Okay.
speed what we would have paid by now.
Yeah, okay. All right. So anybody have questions on the budget or the finances? Okay. Manager's report.
So for November, the board packet was created, the draft minutes were completed, invoices were processed and approved, the financials were completed. I reviewed the delinquent accounts, that is included with the notes on it, and then I did begin preparing for the end of the year closeout, and I was on property on the 30th. I know it doesn't say that, but I forgot to add that.
I forgot what secretary with Barb. Could you want to do the February, discuss the February meeting?
Oh, yeah. Has anyone decided on a date for the February meeting? We need to decide on a date.
I thought the only problem that we had is that we just weren't sure if this room was available.
We're not sure yet if the room is available at all for 2024, according to what Pam told me when I talked to her, when I picked up her paperwork. She said that we need to contact Megan Meyer, and we first needed to confirm about our February date, that we hadn't decided on the February date. And she had all the other dates listed here for 2024.
So the 5th, we weren't gonna do the 5th because what? What was going on the 5th?
I really
thought-
just
I
thought it
thought
was a
it was the room.
scheduling issue.
Okay,
It's probably the room, yeah, I would imagine.
right.
She doesn't have a note about what the reason was.
I
She
think it
just
was
said
that the
we
room
had to
wasn't-
decide.
Are you available that week?
Yeah, I have you guys on my calendar for the 5th, but I'm open the 6th, the 7th, the
Well,
6th and the 7th.
If we can't get it the 5th, Barb, can you find out if we can get it the
Yeah.
5th? If we can't,
I'll
we'll
call
go
her
to the,
tomorrow.
we'll go to
I'll
the
text
6th.
her tomorrow.
Okay, can we go to the 6th then?
The 6th,
If we can't do,
5th or
Okay.
the 6th?
yeah. And I thought the other ones were confirmed for this room already.
Yes, she told me they were confirmed,
Okay.
but that they were trying to
Yeah.
boot us out.
Well, we can't afford $50 a month.
All right, I'll contact this Megan tomorrow.
Okay.
Megan Meyer is her name.
All right. We're doing good there.
Yeah, here's what it is. Thanks, Megan. I'll inform the board that all dates other than February 5th have been confirmed for the room. I'll try to text her tomorrow. I will text her
Okay.
tomorrow
So
morning.
she can go to the
first thing.
6th, that's fine.
Okay.
If not, I mean, if we have to work the next week, we're,
Please put us down on the requested dates that are available, all but February. All right, I'll text her tomorrow.
okay.
All right, yeah, she has January 2nd, February 5th is not available. So I'll ask if 5th is not available, if the 6th is available.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or even the 7th, worst case, if Tiffany's available.
okay.
I'm available on the 7th.
All right,
Or the
yeah.
7th,
Well, it gives her 2 days, because the
Six.
5th obviously isn't, so that'll give us 2 days to,
or 7th.
yeah.
And she's got all the other dates here available for
So we
every
want
other
to
month.
confirm those and just change the February date.
Okay.
February date. All right. All right, so we can move on to the architectural reviews.
Okay, I will contact her tomorrow because this is from the lady from Megan.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so we have 3441 Country Walk. They're requesting a roof, and he did send a sample of the color. I do have more information. He sent the whole contract with the roofer, but there was financial stuff on there. I didn't really feel comfortable sharing that, so. But the roof is the Renshaw shake, or Resawn, Resawn shake. Okay,
I did a different application because the one he sent, I couldn't print it without it being completely blurry, so that's why it looks different than the one you sent. And then I went online and downloaded the color.
okay. All right, anybody have any problems with this? You're okay with it? All right,
And then there's a second ARB that I included in your
yeah,
packet, but it did not make it on the agenda.
I do have that one, so there's
Mhm.
two. All right, so we can approve that one. Sign it and. Today's the 4th, right?
Yes.
Sign that, pass along. What do we do, the other one? The other one? We'll do that.
Was it another page? Just the top page?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on.
Let's see this. All right, I must not have printed that one off. Tiffany, do you have that one?
I didn't print it either. I thought I did.
You can look at mine if you want. I know it very well.
Tiffany, if you'll scan that, I'll take it there.
It's yours.
Oh, it's yours,
I know,
that's
I
right.
did print it. I must have left it
I
on
did,
my
I printed it
printer.
someplace. I thought I had it.
I did print it. I left it on my printer, I guess.
Oh, I had, oh,
That's a beautiful sky.
no, you know what? I got it. It's right back here.
I left it on my printer. I looked at it.
I like that.
All right, this is to put the rest of the fence up in somebody's house here.
Yep.
So you saw it, you saw the pictures and all that. Does anybody have a problem with this?
No, I already
fence?
saw it, I looked at it.
Okay, my question is, do we have a minimum for our fences? Is this grandfathered in?
She said that fence for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Grandfather.
all the rest of it in the garage.
So I don't know, do we have a minimum for the height?
It's usually 4 foot if it's facing
4
the
to 6,
water.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. It's been there, so
Mhm.
we'll just, you just want to put the other side in, so I think you're good. And nobody has a problem? You're good? You're good? Okay, let's, all in favor? Thank you. Maybe you sign it. So I don't need that if you. And all these are done. Alright. Then we have,
She's signing it now.
Okay.
yeah. Violations and the NOLAs, normal. Anybody, did everybody get to read the violations? Anybody have any questions on them?
The only thing that I saw that was different is for an operable vehicle. How do we know it's an operable?
Which one, yeah, that's
Because it has flat tires and the tag is expired.
What was that property?
It's on
Gavison, isn't it?
I think it was on one of the
the
folders.
very last
Gavison.
page, second one down.
Okay. So that was on, because you were just, this, so the 30th is on here, but also the
Mhm.
2nd, okay, so that was the month before. Okay. So my question was on some of these, we know that 010033 is going to finding in December. When do we have that meeting?
It's gonna be January, because there's only that one. It's gonna be,
Well, what about the one that, with the trailer in there? That's, had 2 letters, and should have got one on the 30th, correct?
that, I believe that the trailer was gone.
No, it's there. It was
If-
there today. It's still there.
Is it leaving and coming back?
No,
Uh,
not what I see.
I think
mean,
so,
not-
because I don't think,
No,
it's because we're talking about the one on the corner of Country Walk and Country Manor, right?
It's not going and coming back. It's there. It's got chucks under the wheels every day. I'm in and out at least twice that entrance every day, every day.
Okay. I don't remember seeing it, but I could have missed it.
So if that's there, we missed it on the 30th then.
But, I mean,
Because it was there this morning.
yeah, we
It was
could
there
still
when-
send them to the finding
Can they go to
committee.
the finding committee?
Yeah.
Because it was just there when I came by. I picked up Barb. It was there this morning. And I went to the park.
What date is that finding committee meeting on? Let me see. Let's see. Okay, let me reach out to them and find out when the meeting is.
Okay, then, well, when we go back to that 010033,
Mm-hmm.
defining what is going to be the, there's so many of them. Which one is she being fined for?
For the garage door.
The door,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Because the last one I see here is July,
Mm-hmm.
going to
Because
finding
they've
committee in
already gone to
July.
the, she's already gone to the finding committee.
And she was fined.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't received that.
Mm-mm.
And we're going back to the finding committee for the door again.
I don't, so, because she already has that fine on there, we can't fine her again for the same violation.
So then why is it going back to the finding committee?
It's not, that was from July that I wrote that.
But I thought she was going in December. No? Okay.
Not that one, no. No, because there's nothing else, we can't fine her again for the same violation.
So then
The
what?
next would be go to the attorney and,
Well, I wanted to ask you, when you drive by, which direction do you go? Because if you come in from Madeline and go down, you don't see it, but if you go the other direction, there's mold and green all over the side, needs to be, the end of the house needs to be washed.
okay. I'll make sure I pay attention to that next time.
It all depends on which direction you're coming in. Then which other, can you tell me the property it's going to fining committee? You said?
So it would be, the 020057 would be ready. And then you said the 020061. I think that's the only one.
So the first and the third one?
Mhm.
Also, God, what was the house number? He had the blue roof, you sent him a thing. He said his house was knocked off the foundation. I know it's on here and I don't remember which house it was.
It was like the beginning of Country Walk, right?
Yeah, just after the first bend. He had the roof replaced, the gutters and stuff, but
Mhm.
we never got an ARB for that, did we?
I want to say they did submit an ARB.
Because it was in litigation, they didn't
Mhm.
know exactly when it was gonna be done.
Yeah, but I want to say they
I thought
did.
there was another one.
But it was a while
That
ago.
was, I thought that was one over by you.
That one's in litigation too.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say, I'll look for sure, but I want to say they did submit one, but it was a while
Okay.
ago.
Mhm.
I'll check for sure
All
though.
right. All right, so anybody else have any questions on the violations? Any questions on the finding committee? It's gonna be in January now.
Yeah.
And the arrears. On here, it has the first property, 030105, it says still intent to lien.
Mhm.
Did we not, I thought we voted to
Yes,
go
but
through with
I
it.
think it's still in the queue to do it. It's taking time with the city to do it,
Okay.
because we have to file that with the county, actually, I think it's the county.
So we did go ahead.
Yeah,
So it
you
would
guys
be like
already
the other
voted
one,
to do
like the
that.
one that's down there, it says, the lien that was the 7th, so that went through, the second one down.
Mhm. Yeah, let me, oh, no, no, that top one, we didn't, remember, because they reached out for a payment plan.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's number one?
Yes. Yes, so they are being put on a payment plan and it's being monitored by
That was one
my
of the-
delinquency department.
That's when you were
Okay.
questioning that time.
Mm-hmm.
But the second one down
Okay.
has, the lien has been placed on that one.
Okay. Then there's another one that, there's an intent to
They
lien too.
did, but they've paid all but, I think,
$2.18.
75 cents, or,
$2.18.
yeah, $2.18, so obviously that's not gonna go any further unless they continue
Okay.
that pay.
All right, so I guess we're good there then, right?
Mhm.
All right. What was the date? Not Saturday, but the Saturday before that, I don't remember the date. Right after Thanksgiving. Asked for volunteers, I got a bunch of volunteers. I had, Wendy came out, Dawn and Kathy came out, Stacy Ruggs and her, I don't know if it's her husband or boyfriend, Frank came out, me and my husband, and,
Mariana.
is that the one that's, yep, Mariana came, and, who's on Fox there, right on the corner, I can't remember their name. They got a nice golden doodle,
I can't remember.
I can't remember the name.
Finnegan is the dog.
Jim?
Yeah.
Is his name Jim?
I don't remember.
Either Jim or Steve. One of my brothers.
I think
Jim or
it's
Steve.
Jim.
Him and his wife came out, did a great job. We got that done within an hour and a half. We got everything done. It turned out great. Jim's wife went, I believe, went and got 2 new bows for your
Our
entrance.
side,
That
yes,
looks
I saw
great.
that. Looks
I got
really
8 new
nice.
bows for the other side,
That was
so they
really
look good,
nice.
so you can see the colors, so that was great. Just putting out for volunteers, and we did get a lot of help.
That's
It was
great.
great. Barb was coming, but she forgot.
I totally forgot,
Yeah,
totally
but it's,
forgot.
but it's okay.
It's all right.
We had enough on, we had enough.
Didn't remember at all.
So anyways, if that's done, I went and bought another set of lights to put up at the front entrance, on the net, and it's the wrong color, I'm sorry. They're not
It still
the,
is really
you know,
nice.
they're
It
the
does
bright
look
lights
nice.
instead of the white lights, but anyways, so that's taken care of there. The swale, I didn't put on here, I'm sort of letting the swale go until we get the water out of there. I don't want to do anything yet. Rocky gave him the contact for the people he was dealing with that. But I'm gonna wait and see what happens, because we had it sprayed.
Right.
And so I think it's just a matter of time on that right now, and wait. So,
Now, that water runs in front of me, right? That all goes down to
well,
Reed Canal?
well, there's 2 swales. So there's one that goes from the lake down between you and the townhomes. Then there's one that runs between Country Walk and Country Manor, behind those homes,
Oh, okay.
into the lake.
But it initially feeds the lake and then the lake feeds the swale to you, so it's all connected, it's
All
just in
connected.
2 different locations.
So that's not running down to Reed Canal then, or is it?
It is,
To
but
South, yeah.
Right, so that could be the problem right there, that it's,
Well,
Reed
it's just,
Canal is backed up maybe?
no, it's
No?
just, there's just no place for that water to go right now. The lake is still somewhat higher than normal for this time of year,
that's
so.
That's where the stormwater initially comes in, and a lot of times because when it's the wet season, it overgrows, and they can't get equipment down in there to maintain it properly, and we've recently had it sprayed to help with the overgrowth,
Mhm.
but
So-
until it dries out, it makes it a difficult area to work on.
And then hopefully, having it sprayed will alleviate some of the problem. Because the complaint is always, not that there's water in there, that it's not mowed. Is basically the complaint we're getting from the
Right.
homeowner back there. And so if we can keep the weeds down, it's a swale that's supposed to have water in it. That's what it does, it overflows, it catches water.
Absolutely.
So that wasn't the complaint, it's the weeds. So I can't really do much now because there's enough water in there. I showed you guys the picture of that with the water in it. And that was taken last week. So, we're just gonna hope that, once it dries out a little bit.
We can look at it a little closer.
Yeah. Okay, so, all right. Thing of new business, after doing all this with the lights and stuff, and I did it before, storage-wise, I don't have storage in my garage for stuff. And being that the president, they say, here you go, here's the stuff to store, here's stuff to store. I don't have the space to store stuff. Right now, there's stuff at Rocky's, there's stuff at Pam's, I think she still has the pump and stuff. So, now I got some stuff, and so we need a place to store stuff. I've been doing some research. I found we can get like a 3x6 shed, $500, $600, it depends on the shed you get. We could put it on common property. Access to it, in my opinion, would be the best if we put it on Spring Oak. Because you can pull up, you can get access to it, you can get right to it, you don't have to walk through the park to get to it. If we do that, we need one that has someone has to put some papers down to put the shed on it, it'll have a bottom to it. If we go to the park, then you gotta walk into the park, you could put it on the concrete pad, but there's also a lot of people at that park. And I'm thinking there's more chances of being vandalized over there. So I've been looking at that. I'm gonna ask if anybody has any opinions on that.
My question would be if it's on Spring Oak, generally a home has to put the shed behind the home.
Mhm.
So how could we do that? It'll be out in the open.
Yeah, that's a question we have to deal with and see. There is trees there, and if we put it back up against the fence, I don't know how that's gonna go.
My fence is there, so it would be like probably up against my fence.
Yes. And there's some trees back there
It's
too.
a humongous tree.
How much would it cost us to actually put a pad to put a shed on though? Wouldn't that be adding to our cost?
Well, if you pour a concrete pad, that is going to add to your cost. if you can just dig out some and put some pavers in there to set it on, just to make it level, it wouldn't cost that much. I mean, if the shed's small enough, you could get a couple of 12 by 12 pavers to put down.
So as many homes that can see the lake, you wouldn't feel that the shed would be safe on the concrete slab we already have if it was locked? I mean, it's a view. It could be vandalized anywhere, really.
I just think there's more chances of vandalism there with the kids that go there than the kids that hang out at Spring Oak. I don't think there's people that hang out at that place. But that's, I mean, it can happen anywhere. But if they want Christmas decorations and a pump and a
Is that the smallest size shed we can get? Because there's, I mean, there's really not all
Well, you
that
can
much
get
to-
chest sheds and stuff, but I think you need, like the tents that we have, a little taller. I think the sturdiness and everything would be a 6 by 3. It's 6 wide, 3 deep. Not all that deep. I mean, it's not all that much storage, but you just need to be able to get in and out. I mean, there's those tub ones that you can up and down, but those are,
Well, the tent seems how we've only used them one time that I recall. Could we even sell them if we're not going to use them?
we don't
again?
know. Well, what if we do use them? What if we do decide to have our meeting in the park? We can't get something. If we gotta pay for that, the room stuff, we already have something, why pay for something that, you know, I don't know. I think if we already have them to sell them, we're not gonna recoup our money. And if we have to pay for the room again, then are we better off putting up a tent? I don't know.
Well, we still have table and chairs and, you know,
Mhm.
things to add to
Yeah.
the cost.
Yeah,
So I guess at that point, we would need to compare $50 for a room and how much would it cost us to actually get tables, chairs, things like that to be able to have the meeting. We'd
Yeah.
have to weigh out the cost, but I see what you're saying.
I just think that way, the way our board runs is we switch people yearly. We don't have terms, we have a yearly term. So to be transferring and asking people to hold stuff and things going all over, I think a central location with, you know, any items that the board happens to purchase that year is there.
So are we looking to approve to buy this shed and where to place it this evening? Is that the goal?
I think so. I want to hear what you guys have to say.
It's fine with me.
It's fine with you.
I think it's fine.
Where do you think it should be?
I have no problem putting it on Spring Oak.
Okay,
Well, I'm not familiar with either spot. I
Okay.
have to see
Spring
personally.
Oak is, if you're going Country Walk, or Country Manor, out through Bryan Cave, it's that first
Okay,
cul-de-sac
all
over
right,
there.
Where Reed Canal Park is.
Yeah.
We're talking that area.
Before you go,
Super.
the last turn before you go into Bryan Cave. It's the last road, before you get to Heckler,
George Hecker.
George Heckler.
Okay.
Before you get to that, it's at the end of Country Manor, and you make a left onto Spring Oak.
Mhm.
It's right back there.
There's a vacant lot.
Mhm.
Okay.
We own a
There's
lot,
a
we can't really
vacant
do
lot.
much with it, we can't really sell it or
Just has
anything.
trees on
And
it.
the other spot
Is
is
at the park, where
where we've had a
Yeah.
Near
meeting.
the lake.
before.
Mhm.
There used to be a gazebo on the concrete,
Right,
and it became in poor condition. We decided to take it down in hopes of maybe
putting.
replacing another one at a later date, but they're very costly.
And
So
then
we
at
haven't
that
done
point,
anything.
you gotta do, redo the gazebo, you have to do ADA compliance with it.
And there's a lot of traffic over in that area
There's
with
people that
kids
go over
and-
there, there's kids a lot that play over there. There's people that come, I think they also come from George Hecker or Bryan Cave over there, with their dogs and stuff and play in the grass area and stuff, yeah.
And there's a lot of bicycle riding through there,
Yeah.
and people from the townhomes come over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that a
see
shed would look real good over there.
Yeah,
You know, I
Yeah.
just don't think it would.
I don't know.
It almost seems like it, even though it's in plain view, it's kind of isolated still. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I mean, who'd be?
Well, I was thinking with all the homes that are lakeside, if someone were to get into it, it'd be more likely someone would see it, but
Because there is a
I
lot
know.
of activity over there, yeah. I just think it would, the lake is
very
nice.
public.
It's
and
pretty.
open, yeah.
But I don't think the shed would be very pretty sitting out there in the middle of.
Well, I did some research on sheds too. I found if we do a metal shed, you're more apt, they're a little cheaper, but they're more apt to rust, and then they don't come with a floor.
Yeah, it'll be ugly pretty quick, so.
I looked at this shed, this one, and this one. There's 3 sheds. I did not like this color of that one. I thought it looked like a smokehouse personally. But there's 3 sheds here if you guys want to look. We'll pass them around. But the resin sheds are the ones that seem to be,
They uphold pretty well.
yeah. And they come with a floor. The metal ones do not come with a floor.
So these 2 come with a floor?
They all 3 do.
Oh, all 3 do?
Mm-hmm. No, is that the metal one? No.
That one doesn't.
That comes with a floor, I believe. And I
I
don't
think
think
that
it's-
one might not. I don't see a floor under that one.
Well, you won't see it. 'cause
It's inside of the building.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm just looking at the
Yeah, no, they all had floors with them.
molding, okay.
The more, I didn't print out all the pictures with them because it was just, there's 14 pages with each one. But if
I have,
the specs are on the back, what they come in and stuff.
I have plenty of pavers. We just have to pressure wash them. They're just stacked
Yeah.
up beside my shed
Okay,
that I do not need. I mean,
that would be great.
I have a lot of them
Okay.
that we took up when we put our patio down, and we're not using them.
So then the only thing is, I'm thinking, like, we have to wonder about, like Michelle said, most of the homes or sheds are behind the homes. That doesn't have a home there. Permitting, we have to get a permit. Is the city gonna give us a permit to put it on our property that does not have, you know? So I gotta find that out.
Also need to think about, because right now you guys don't you carry liability insurance, but you don't carry property insurance because you have no property to insure, so you have no buildings, or anything like that to insure. So that's something to think about too. I mean, something of that low of a cost, you don't really need to insure it, but if a tree or something was to fall on it, then the association would be out money. That's the only thing. You can't.
Well, if we lose it, we're out money anyways.
Well, by the time if we could insure it, the deductible would be higher than what the cost of the
Right.
building would be.
Right.
Well, if we're going this way, and if it were my money, I would go with this one, because it has a skylight, not a side window.
And that one's,
I just look at,
pass it off.
as a former security officer,
That's it, pass it on to Barb, and then
you
we'll
gotta
pass it
climb
to
up on the
Michelle.
roof,
So,
Yeah,
so.
but if you wanted it, you're gonna pick the lock on the door to get in it.
Well, I would rather that than have to replace windows, or if somebody got hurt doing it.
It's probably
Also-
plexiglass window. I
Mhm.
don't think it's a glass.
They're usually not.
It's a resin shed, so I'm pretty
It's
sure.
still, someone can
Yeah.
still get hurt.
Mhm.
I've got 11 years of security.
Which is good to know. We need, everybody's thought counts.
Yeah, I would
No, I
rather
remember
the
the-
light from the roof. And again, for the
Yeah.
money, you get what you pay for.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Do we have to pay for a permit also? You said we need a permit from the city,
Probably need a permit to put it up.
and then the pavers?
Well, she said
I
she's
needed a
going.
permit for my shed.
And she will,
The pavers now, I have boo-boo pavers. All we have to do is take my pressure washer, clean them, because they've been sitting in.
well, the shed's gonna sit on top of them.
Yeah, well, if it doesn't matter, because I have all kinds of pavers.
And volunteers again for
Yeah.
that, because
Mhm.
we're closing in on 1,000 or better.
Oh, yeah,
The more we
volunteers.
keep going,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're looking
And
at,
there's a lot of stuff going in. for-
there's 2 tents, there's the Christmas decorations, there's a pump, there's a sprinkler, there's, those banners and stuff. So, I mean, there's some stuff going in there. It's not gonna fill the shed,
Mhm.
but
There'll be room
if we
need
get
to
some,
put
yeah.
tables and chairs, perhaps in the
Mhm.
future.
Yep,
It turns into what
yeah.
we're thinking.
That's a pretty good price on both of these.
No, I know I looked at one of them the other night. One of them was Cyber Monday deal, I think. So I don't know if the price changed.
They're pretty good for a few weeks,
Yeah.
these cyber deals.
Yeah. Metal sheds that size are a little bit smaller, or a little bit less, but then again, they rust, they warp, I don't know, I haven't had good luck with metal sheds, and they do not have floors. I don't understand why they don't come with a floor.
Doesn't matter to me. This one looks like it might be easier to put together.
And easy
This
access.
one has more latches on the doors than this one. I don't know. Somebody like Ariel or your husband would know more about these
Yeah.
shed deals. I know nothing.
I'm
They-
just looking
they
at the
look
zone,
nice.
if we're looking at maybe a break-in, it's just front door.
Yeah, so you're thinking this one with the double door?
That's the one I,
They both look nice.
it looks
to me.
easy access to
I
put
know
the
nothing.
things in.
Okay.
In and out.
The only thing about the one with the window, it's easier, it has more light,
The what?
more light,
Which one?
the one with the window.
Oh,
that
It's
one
more-
has a skylight.
But it also has all those,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it looks like the doors would be harder to put on to me. I don't know that, because I'm not a carpenter.
yeah. When they come off, you know, they're kitted.
Yeah,
This slides into there, that slides to there, and
Since these are so much bigger, don't you think that even this particular size would be appropriate?
yeah, that's the 4x6.
Yeah.
And this is,
6x3.
yeah, same thing. This one's smaller than this one. It's just,
Okay,
this is longer.
It threw me off the way that it was
Yeah,
worded.
so if you just turned it this way, this is gonna be the 6 foot, and this is gonna be the 4. That's 3 here, and that's 6 there, okay.
I would be more apt to spend less money and get the same size.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, this one is actually a little bit bigger, but it goes longer. It's- So,
I like the way that one or that one look opposed to this one.
mhm.
And like I said, for less money, if you can get a little
Yeah.
bit more space, to me, that makes more sense. But
That's why we're talking.
Yep. So
I mean,
originally
that's
this was,
$100 savings.
this
and
was
it's bigger.
$5.99 without the sale. This one's, this list price $76. No, $670. No, it's $876. $876 for that one if it's not on sale. And this was $5.99. So, all right, so we need to know, well, first of all, are we all in agreement or in favor? So we're gonna make a motion if we want to do the shed?
I say, yeah, I'll make a motion, let's get the shed.
Okay, any seconds?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we gotta decide which shed.
I think since it's only for storage purposes, we should spend the least amount of money. I mean, it's just to store items. And these all look nice. I personally, I mean, I understand about the durability of this, but I mean, to me, this one looks nicer and it's
Mhm.
less money and it's a little bigger. That's my opinion. I think we
Yeah,
should spend
this
the
one and
least.
this one are the same size, this one's a little bit smaller. So, I don't know, you guys, somebody make a motion on what shed you want, and then, or how you wanna do it.
Well, I guess what we need to do is figure out if we can still get it for this price, because if it's not gonna be, you said this one's gonna be 8 something if
No,
it's
this
not on
one's,
sale.
this one's 8 something. This one I just printed yesterday. This one was printed the 25th of November, this was printed yesterday, and that was printed in November, but that wasn't a sale price, that's a regular price, $5.99. This one would be $5.99 if it's not on sale, $5.99. If this was not on sale, I think it's $8.76.
I'm for this one if we can still get it on sale.
And if it's not on sale,
Then I would say since they're the same price, whatever one is available, then
okay.
you choose. as long as it's gonna come
I
out to be
don't
the
care
same.
which one, as long as it's,
Okay.
and
So,
everybody else
I,
is for.
I think what you need to do is just approve up to an amount to spend on one. I think
Okay.
that's what you should do.
All right, well, how do you wanna, as I said, this one's 8 something, if it's not on sale, $5.94, but you gotta put tax on there, that's 500, and that's $5.99.
Plus tax.
So why
Plus
don't you
tax.
approve up to 700?
All right, you're gonna make a motion for that then?
I'll make a motion to spend 700.
Second. All in favor?
Uh,
All right, and then on top of it, we'll try to stay underneath that, and that'll be the permitting as well, and I'll see which one we can get to send out, put out. I think that would be, at least that way we know where everything is every year, you don't have to go, oh, does Pam have that, or does this have that, you know what I mean, everything is there. If we wanted to keep a file in there, a file box in there of past minutes or something.
You know, that's
we could
not
do
a bad
it. You could do
idea.
that too,
Well,
you know?
you could, but it's not a good idea to keep a paper stored out there. I think it would weather.
Well, it'd have to be in an airtight box.
Have to be an airtight file
They have
cabinet.
those file boxes that snap,
Mhm.
you could do something like that. All right, so anybody else have anything else to say? No? Owners forum, any owners that would like to speak? You got anything to say? You're good?
Entrances look great.
Pardon?
The decorations at the entrances look great.
Well, thank you. Your wife helped.
Well, when will you let us know which one of those?
Well, I want to talk to the town or the city first and see about permitting and putting it there. I mean, it does say now there's a shed on that property without a house there. They don't have a problem with that, that's in our docs. Said it has to be in the footprint of the house. Is it not? If you have a shed, doesn't it have to be behind the footprint of your house? Right?
That's why I was brought that up, will it cause us a problem? I mean, if we have land that we can't develop on, is that gonna cause a problem in our neighborhood?
I mean, the only,
It
so
wouldn't be in the
here's what
park
would
either,
happen, is
no?
if we give a owner a hard time about it, they could come back and say, well, there's one on common property. I don't know that there's, that would be an attorney question really, to say, yes, that would be a problem, or no, it would not.
If it was at the lake, it would still be on common property and not behind the house.
Yeah. It's really kind of a gray area.
So
I mean,
unless
they-
someone complained, it shouldn't be an
They
issue.
could complain, but who's to say it's enforceable? We don't know.
If it were to become to where someone complained, could we fence around it where it's behind a fence? I'm just saying, if it ever
I mean-
became an issue, could we?
Technically, you could, as like, you'd have to pull a permit for the fence and everything, but
Yeah.
technically you could. And it's not a material alteration to the property because it's not a permanent alteration. It can be removed. So, there's not really anything anybody can say about that.
Then I guess we are done. You need a motion.
I make a motion for Jen.
I'm sorry, quick comment.
Okay.
You asked about being behind the property.
Mhm.
Not that I can find, no.
Okay.
I know the pools have to be behind the physical structure, but there's nothing specifically that says that a storage shed or a storage room has to be behind the property. It can be on the side,
Okay.
but
From your view, would you think that a shed sitting on that vacant lot is an eyesore? For the
I
purpose we
think
need
if
it
it's
for?
done properly, and you pick something that's aesthetically pleasing and you put it towards the back of the lot, pretty much what you ladies have been discussing, I don't think it would be a problem. Now, in worst case scenario, you could go ahead, put a few hedges.
I was just
And-
gonna say, if we did that, could you put some natural
Yeah.
surroundings instead of a fence? It's a fence, now you're talking another cost, but I like that idea.
Yeah, you just, hedge off, a big area, so you have room to go in and walk around and access it. But no, I don't,
You wouldn't find it offensive to look at if you were
I
a
would, no,
neighbor?
not me personally, no. Not if it's done properly. Now, I mean, if you put something, I don't know, made out of sheet metal and then it starts rusting and
Yeah.
whatever, then I'd be like,
And somebody's
eh.
not just slapping up a couple of pieces of plywood up there for
Yeah.
a thing either. It's-
Another thing to think about is make sure that with the landscaping company, they're not gonna charge us more to mow around that area, because they're gonna have to weed around it and not mow. So we need to check with them. I don't see, cause it's not gonna, like, it's gonna be huge, so I don't see it being an issue.
Yeah. Well, if we also, it's taking up land that they're not gonna have to mow.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Nice trade-off.
Yeah. 6x3, or 3x4, 6x4, whatever. Yeah. All right. So if we're all good then, you made a motion?
Made a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
I
Adjourned at 6:15.